Sino nga ba ang nasa likod ng People's Initiative na ito at nangangalap ng perma at malaking pundo pala ang ginagastos dito? Sa pagdinig sa Senado, iginiit ni Congressman Rodante Marcoleta, ipokus ang investigasyon dito kay Anthony Abad dahil siya ang bida dito. At sino nga ba ito?
Specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair?
Nasa Google po.
At iginiit din ni Marcoleta na hindi niya ipinagtatanggol si House Speaker. Pero kung mapapatunayan sa investigasyon na ito na siya ang nagpondo sa People's Initiative, siya mismo ang magalang na makiusap sa House Speaker na bumaba na ito.
If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down.
May malaking tao talaga dito at sa kakailanganin ng People's Initiative ng 8 million vote na perma, sa papel pa lang gagastos na ng 2 million pesos.
$500,000 pesos, ito pala mong papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang ₱2. 800,000 seats at 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Anthony Abad?
Ibinahagi naman ni Marcoleta ang sama ng loob nito sa Senado hinggil sa pagbabaliwala sa kahilingan ng mababang kapulungan na magpulong hinggil sa charter change.
Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, deadma. Deadma.
Dito, nag-init ang diskusyon at sinupla naman ito ni Senador Pimentel hinggil sa punto ni Marcoleta na hindi pwedeng puwersahin ang Senado.
Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think,
tayo.
Tama observation ni Attorney Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced.
One is forcing, Senator.
At sa mainit nga na palitan ng diskusyon, tumayo itong si Marcoleta.
I'm sorry,
Chair.
I
It's
thought
alright.
the congressman
Madam
was
Chair, point of order.
escaping. Yes,
Thank you, Madam
Senator
Chair.
Hontiveros.
He should
Thank
listen
you, Madam
to us.
Chair.
I'm
I,
raising a point
should
of
listen
order,
to us,
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, if I may proceed.
Kaya tara, panuurin natin ang buong detalye.
Yes, Congressman Marcoleta, please.
I am happy that Senator Bato raised this question because
That's right.
this is the gist of the entire inquiry. Attorney Anthony A. Abad appears to be the proponent of this initiative. Kagaya po ng sinabi ninyo, Senator, bigyan ng katauhan ang nagpasimuno nitong Politicians Initiative. Earlier, Madam Chair, the House of Representatives, sila po ang nagiging parang kontrabida dito. I am not representing the House of Representatives today. I was personally invited by the beautiful chairman to appear in this committee. But, as a member, hindi po nyo may aalis sa akin na medyo magdamdam rin ako sapagkat ang patutsada ay patungkol sa House of Representatives, lalong-lalo na po yung Speaker. I am not defending the Speaker. If this congressional hearing ultimately found that the Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative, I will probably request him to step down. Pero kung hindi po siya naman, bakit hindi po natin kinonsentrate kay Anthony Abad? Siya po yung bida dito eh. Siya po ang pinakasentro nito. Siya ang nagsasabi dito na pinaliwanag niya sa tao. Nagsabi po ng mga tao, we fully understand the rationale of this proposition. We fully understand the consequences, the effects, and the advantages of this proposition. Gusto nating malaman, talaga bang ginawa niya? Single-handedly, although et al. Ito. But to undertake and to mobilize an undertaking nationwide, to be able to get at least 8 million votes, kaya po ba ng isang tao? Why don't we begin with Anthony Abad? Who is he? Anthony Abad, based on the Google, Madam Chair, specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years, and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair?
Nasa Google po. At
kung sino-
nakalagay din po
sino
sa Google,
sinabi-
he took his oath before the office of Senator Aquilino Pimentel. Nasa Google po. Kaya kailangan po nating makita lahat eh. Sa Google po yan.
I was also shown that picture, pero hindi ko ma-date eh. Mukhang bata pa kami nun eh. So, so must have been years ago. And if we are talking about this, that if he is also that Anthony Abad named in the signature sheet, so we are assuming a lot of things. Pero right now, he's not a consultant of my office. But, so kailangan pasiputin natin itong Attorney Anthony A. Abad. So,
Triple A.
Yes.
Attorney Anthony A. Abad.
So, para malaman po natin. And if that person seen in the picture taking an oath before me, if he will admit that he is the one, then we're talking about the same person. But he's not a consultant of my office, so I don't think he's also a consultant of the Senate. Wala. So maybe that was siguro part of his biodata. Siguro once upon a time, baka nangyari yun. And then, since nandito na rin tayo sa topic na ito, the burden is all with Attorney Anthony A. Abad because no other lawyer can file that petition and claim that he or she is under that et al. Hindi po pwede yun. So it's only if the signatures are genuine and real and then freely given, it is only this Attorney Anthony A. Abad whom they have authorized to file the petition. No person, no lawyer can claim to be et al. Kasi hindi siya pinangalanan. So that's my theory. Kaya I agree with Congressman Marcoleta. We really have to identify who is. Pero medyo common name kasi yan. There might be more than one Anthony A. Abad who happens also to be a lawyer. So
Yes,
we need to
Senator,
look for
but
this person.
We can start with him.
Yes,
This is an A4 sheet of paper.
that's right.
10 signatories per sheet. If Anthony Abad is out to get 8 million votes to satisfy the threshold of 8 million, this is the requisite of the People's Initiative, he will need 800,000 pieces of this A sheet. Nakita ko po yung nakakuha ko ng isang ream nito. This paper was imported from Indonesia. This is 70 GSM. I want to ask Anthony Abad, kinuwenta ko po kung magkano siguro about 1,500 something reams. $500,000 pesos, ito pala mong papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang ₱2. 800,000 seats at 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Anthony? Maybe we can ask questions directly from this guy. Hindi yung mga nakatakip ang mukha. They're so brave enough not to be able to expose their faces in the public. I'm sorry, Mr. Senate President, but I read your rules of evidence. If the substantive rights of people affected in this hearing, they should also be protected. How can we, for example, confront the accusers if they are all masked? Hindi po ganito. I am not defending the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will repeat this. If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down. Pero alimbawa po kung ito'y ginawa ni Anthony Abad out of exasperation, out of frustration, because I think for the longest time, the House of Representatives have been inviting the Senate to meet with us on a constituent assembly, and the Senate repeatedly refused us. This is on record, Madam Chair. Kahit kailan po hindi natin magagampanan, hindi natin magagamit yung isang modality to change the Constitution, which is the Constituent Assembly. Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, deadma. Deadma. So kailan po natin gagamitin ng Constituent Assembly? We cannot. It's impossible. Sa pag sinasabi ng Senate, well, ang dami pong ano eh. Okay, bago kami makipag-meet sa inyo, you will have to agree that separate voting. Ganun po palagang nangyayari. Ito po ang nangyayari. Ako po matagal na sa Congress. Nung hindi ako nagkakamali, Madam Chair, panahon pa po ni Speaker Belmonte, pinag-iisipan na natin to. Restrictive economic provisions, blah, 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 blah. But we never agree just to meet. Alam po ninyo, Madam Chair, ang pinag-uusapan, mag-meet lang po tayo. Tsaka na po natin pag-uusapan kung yung 3/4 is voting separately or not.
Pero, yes, Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think,
tayo.
Tama observation ni Attorney Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced. If the Senate does not want to amend the Constitution through a Constituent Assembly, the House cannot force it. Ganun lang po yun, as simple as that. So therefore,
No one is forcing, Senator.
precisely. So, there should be no complaint kasi we are two autonomous bodies. Ayaw nung isa makimit sa Constituent Assembly.
The
So,
complaint arises from the fact that you do not want to meet with us. So
Madam
ang
Chair.
question, how can we make use of that particular
Yes,
modality? It is the first modality.
yes, that means that the present composition of both houses cannot avail of that mode kasi ayaw nga nung isang house makimit. So, ano na po yan? That's a political question, gamitin sa issue sa election. Pero our problem with the PI is yun na nga. Therefore, we suspected some politicians to be behind the PI because ang tinutumbok ng People's Initiative is the procedure sa Constituent Assembly.
That's
And
right.
changing the natural meaning of that section,
That's
Madam
correct.
Chair. So that's
And with all due
Yan yung
respect
flow,
to
yes.
Congressman Marcoleta, that's likely a subject of another hearing and another meeting, and perhaps a more confident and benign meeting of the minds at another time.
Madam Chair, if I
Right
may.
now, I can see all my colleagues jumping out of their seats to contradict us, but let's not hijack this hearing. Let us
Correct.
proceed with the next witness, who has very kindly come from the province of Batangas. Yes po, Senator.
Madam
Madam Chair,
Salamat, Madam Chair.
Senate President, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
Madam Chair.
Can I be
I've been
recognized, Madam
acknowledged
Chair?
by the Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, may I proceed, Madam Chair?
Madam Chair.
May I proceed,
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair?
I'm sorry,
Chair.
I
It's
thought
all right.
the congressman
Madam Chair,
was
point of order.
escaping.
No.
Yes,
Thank you, Madam
Senator
Chair.
Hontiveros,
He should
Thank
listen
you,
to
Madam
us.
Chair.
I'm
I,
raising a point
should
of
listen
order,
to us,
Madam
eh?
Madam Chair, if I may proceed.